So welcome to Cre8ive Con Wrexham 2026. I would like to introduce
Mark Griffiths.
Okay, and tell me a bit about yourself, Mark.
Well, I was born at an early age, as my dad always told me to start any introduction. I do the commentaries at Wrexham's matches and lots of other things beside over the years, video editing, writing about football. I'm one-track mind, I'm afraid. My big claim to fame is that my podcast on Wrexham is the oldest football podcast in the world.
Right. I was going to say, I have actually read that somewhere.
It's
yeah.
ludicrous. Of course, I mean, that sort of thing is down to longevity. It's in terms of just not dying. Other podcasts outdate me, but then died.
Okay.
I've soldiered on.
Yeah.
So it's like any birthday is a celebration of not being dead yet, and that's very much how I see that record. But it started 2005, so pretty early adopter.
Yeah.
There were a couple of American podcasts about soccer before then. They don't exist anymore.
No.
And I was a couple of months before the big Guardian and Times ones. So
Yeah.
I'm the oldest football podcast in the world. I'm quite pleased with that.
So I'm guessing the two take-homes from that is, one, if you want to do something, get started.
Yes.
And two is keep hitting your head against a wall and just keep going.
100% right. And I'd throw in three, don't die.
Oh, don't die,
That can be a problem, especially if you're a one-man band.
Yeah.
But yes, that's exactly right. I mean, it was very much something... It was born from me... I know it sounds silly, this, but I used to get frustrated covering games that I couldn't get more out there.
Okay.
Because the technology wasn't there, or at least affordable technology wasn't there. I remember very clearly about 15 years ago being in Crawley, and Wrexham had this really big game. And I thought I would love to be putting stuff out there, video reports of the day beforehand, just building it all up.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, of course now, of course
easy.
you can,
Yeah.
But then you really needed to have specialist equipment.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to buy that. I'm a teacher. I'm not going
Yeah.
buying some broadcast equipment.
Yeah.
And so I heard of podcasts and I thought, oh good, this is actually manageable. So I was lucky enough to find out about podcasts quite early on, and it's been fascinating for me. Not only, like you say, persist, but then you find something you love, you just do it. I'm fully aware that a lot of the time no one's listening, but it's okay. You just keep going, and you find some people will find you, and if it's only a small group of people who find you, you still get gratification out of that. And then as well as persisting, it's just trying to keep things fresh, trying to think about it rather than just lazily doing it.
Yeah.
What's your angle? What makes you worth listening to?
Yeah, keeping that creative spark within it.
Yeah.
So, there's and I suppose with AI, there's plenty of opportunities to just keep hammering out. Trying to do this without swearing, hammering out stuff of a certain quality. So making sure that you kind of got that quality within what you're doing. And like, even if you're just reaching one person, trying to make a difference to that one person, is what makes a difference. And then, that grows. So having that positivity and consistency to allow growth.
Well, I'm finding myself here today, and it's a hell of a good event, being quite evangelical about the idea of putting yourself out there and not taking rejection as taking it as a comment on the person rejecting you and not you, because the fact is, what I've just been saying is a great recipe for doing something you love but getting not that much out of it. And if you're actually looking at it as a career, you need to also be able to put your foot in that door and make people see what you're doing. I mean, I was doing it as a labour of love rather than anything else, for the simple reason that I love doing the football. I was, until a couple of years ago, purely a volunteer. And I just love doing it. And I love the fact that I mean, if I'm honest, I think this is probably... Gosh, I think this is quite good advice, this, actually.
Oh my God, actually.
I just realised I think I've quite got a good idea here.
Go on, before you forget it, go on.
Before it dies of loneliness. I guess a big part of my motivation was my frustration at not knowing exactly what had happened if I wasn't there.
Right, okay.
And that having that reason for doing something, which like I said, so often can be, I wish someone was doing that. Oh, I'll do it. You are automatically going to appeal to other people.
Yeah.
And it was genuinely a case of, there's an awful lot of generic sport reporting. There's an awful lot, you say about AI, going before AI, like generic match reports that don't really tell you what happened.
No.
And I used to think, okay, I know the score, but I knew the score anyway. I know who scored. I got a little bit of detail. But who did well? Who didn't do well?
Yeah.
What was the actual narrative here? Did we play well?
Story.
Yeah. What's going on? And I thought, I wish I could find that out. And I thought, hey, I'll do it then.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. And I must say, you're dead right. Ryan Reynolds, first time Rob and Ryan came to Wrexham, Ryan Reynolds said something. I thought, oh my God, I like these people, because he said something which is exactly how I see sport. Because he said the same thing. He said, it's all storytelling. It's all the story. And that's how I've always seen it. I've never got too upset when we do badly, luckily, because otherwise, as a Wrexham fan, goodness me.
No, but the lows are what makes the highs so spectacular.
Exactly so. And it's all a narrative. It's all a soap opera. And the bad stuff, like you say, is leading to something. I watched Wrexham through the 80s, which were dreadful.
Oh.
And...
Well, I say I know. I was like 0 to 5, but go on.
All right, steady on. Fair enough. I'm a guest.
Age abuse.
Exactly. Steady again. Age. Oh man. When the 80s, the 10 lowest average attendances for a season in Wrexham's entire history are the 10 years of the 80s.
Right, okay.
They were grim. My friends and I, we'd meet on the sign on Crispin Lane behind the Cop, 5 to 3, because there was never a queue.
No,
we will get in. There is no concern about that being too late. If you wanted to look at somebody's program, you had to walk 50 yards. I mean, it was grim. I sound like Rodney Dangerfield. It was grim, I tell you. But then 2 years after 1992, we beat Arsenal.
Yeah.
And it's like, we're all looking at each other saying, well, we earned that.
Yeah.
That was, it all felt, 10 years of agony felt worthwhile in that one moment, you know. But so you're right. And Ryan's right. And it's storytelling and it's narrative. And why does this mean so much? It's... And
it's the impact we have on each other by bringing people together, like at events like this as well, is... we all connect, and humans are designed to connect. So it's having that, and share those moments together and share those stories together, because you never know as well. Like quite often we'll be in situations where it's like, this person needs that person that I already know, and then it's just basically bringing them together. So the power of networking.
Exactly so, and I've been saying already today, the very fact that somebody is here means they're open to that. I mean, I'd argue even like the very fact somebody say on LinkedIn means they're open to it, and never be shy to use those contacts. So, as a teacher, I've seen, and as working, doing stuff at the football club, I've seen so many examples of people who are doing way better than they ought to because they put their foot in the door. And then so many examples of people who are wonderfully talented and way too nice to put their foot in the door. I've seen it it's been a bit of a crusade for years of saying to people, just back yourself, just do it. Just go for it. Because I didn't.
No.
I tell you, I didn't.
No. What advice would you give your former self when you weren't kicking down doors open, sticking your foot in the door and not letting it get open? What would you tell yourself back then?
Get a haircut.
Get a haircut.
Stop eating crisps. I genuinely, I started doing hospital radio commentating at the games, and I genuinely had this stupid idea that would just automatically, if I did that well, lead to me being approached. So of course it's absolutely nonsense, especially in those days when you're only broadcasting to the hospital. What's the thinking? And so I
but it
before
gave you experience though.
Oh, amazing experience, but I never.
But it didn't help kick those doors down.
No, not at all. And then I managed to get onto a local radio station covering Wrexham games, and this is out of character, a rare occasion of me actually doing that, where I noticed that the local radio station, Marcher Sound, only covered Wrexham's home games.
Right.
And then for away games, they just got a person from there to do it. So if Wrexham were playing at Hartlepool, they'd have somebody from Hartlepool, didn't know Wrexham, didn't know anything.
No.
Absolute
Yeah.
rubbish, if I'm honest, because they didn't know any of the players or anything.
No.
But they got paid their fee, so they didn't care. And I phoned them up, and this is so out of my character, and I said, hello, I do the hospital radio commentaries on Wrexham. Can I do the away games for you? And they said, yeah. Which really, when you think about it, showed what a ramshackle organisation they were. They didn't know me from Adam, you know.
You could have been anyone.
Oh, absolutely. I had some experiences doing those games, I'm telling you. And it was £25 flat fee. It was like the mid-90s.
Yeah.
That must have been
that was good money back then.
Yeah, but they didn't pay me expenses.
No.
So I would have been so out of pocket.
If your order cost £2, you know, it'd have cost like £5 to fill up your tank.
Exactly, yeah. Fair comment.
Imagine.
Fair comment. You got a really interesting insight into how those sort of organisations worked, and made me realise that you really have to work with what you can and just make sure that you try to stick to your standards and think about what you're doing. I remember, this is jaw-dropping to me. We played a game at Gillingham.
Right.
And Gillingham's ground is, it's prime ambush country.
Right.
It's all little alleyways leading to it. And
okay.
There'd been trouble a couple of weeks earlier. They played some team with a dodgy hooligan contingent, and there'd been trouble. And I remember walking to the game and thinking, I can see how that happens. You know, there's so many little dark alleys leading to it. The locals could hide in. Yeah. And
shout out to the locals.
Yeah, Gillingham. Lovely guys. They are. Honest. And then at the end of the game, Wrexham won. A Wrexham player scored a goal at the Gillingham fans' end, and then ran round the back of the goal and gave the Gillingham fans the finger.
Oh.
This was not diplomatic, you know.
No.
And so there was an angry atmosphere. And the game ended. I'd done my reporting, and as I'm walking away, the Wrexham team bus was coming out, and it got bricked. There were people waiting, and all these Gillingham guys throwing bricks through the Wrexham team's windows. And I'm like, my God, firstly, that's horrific, and secondly, this is a story.
Yeah.
I'm here with a radio station.
Yeah.
And so, of course, no mobiles then.
Yeah.
So I run to a phone box.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, right, hiya, and can you put me through to the news department, because I'm watching Wrexham's team bus being smashed up by Gillingham hooligans.
Yeah.
And they say, oh, thanks for letting us know. Cheers. Have a good, safe journey home. I was like, what? They just weren't
interested.
Just not interested.
Yeah.
The only thing that mattered was, are we selling commercials for this show?
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
Most of the people worked there were phoning companies up getting and it was fascinating. You sort of thought, okay, that's, like I say, it's like the Cre8ive thing.
Yeah.
It's like me thinking, well, I want to be able to tell these stories, because if someone's not interested, I want to be able to tell it.
Yeah.
And it's brilliant that now technology allows you to.
Yes.
But yes, me going there was an example, a rare example of me pushing myself. So what I would, believe it or not, I'm going to come back to your question, I would grab the younger me by the throat and say, for goodness sake, mate, it's not going to drop in your lap.
No.
And like I said before, don't take rejection personally.
No.
Rejection happens. It's okay. They're idiots if
Part
they
of the
don't want you.
process, isn't it?
Yeah, you'll find a person with the brains to see you've got something.
Yeah. It's all a process. So it's like, you're not going to get 100% success all the time.
Yeah.
Well, somebody might, but they're a very rare individual.
Yeah.
So it's like putting yourself out there. I think imposter syndrome, is something that I think probably everybody experiences at some point in their lives and stuff. And accepting it for what it is, but not letting it be the barrier to stop you getting where you need to go.
Yes, I think that's good. Imposter syndrome is such a natural way for people to be, but I think we have maybe a built-in desire to think, oh, that person does that, they must have something I don't. No, they don't. No. Except possibly the drive to stick themselves. Seriously, I've seen people who are useless, but they do so well because they do. I'll do this now.
Yeah.
and you think, oh wow.
We're all just winging it at the end of the day. There's no rule book.
Who isn't?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
And the people that succeed the most are probably the ones that have burnt the rule book.
Yeah.
And written their own. Providing we're not hurting people, and so what's your biggest goal from today? Like, what's going to be your sort of take home from today?
This is going to sound dreadful now. I do apologise in advance, but this is going to be one of those sort of like,
when you apologise.
When you're in a job interview and they say, "What's your biggest fault?" You say, "Oh, if anything, I care too much."
I don't have that flaw at all. Yeah.
I don't have anything I want to take out as such. If I'm honest with you, I just think this is such a good event. And there are so many talented people in Wrexham and in the area, and I just hope if I can be helpful at this event, if I'm totally honest, because it's what Wrexham needs. Yeah. I think that the whole town is rejuvenated over the last 5 years.
Yeah.
It's an exciting place to be, and that is so lovely. I mean, as a teacher, it used to be kids with ambition. Their main hope, their first objective was get out of Wrexham. Yeah. Now it isn't like that. No. Now there's much more vibrancy about the place. I'm sitting at a table next to Liam Stokes-Massey, and I was saying to him, Wrexham has identity because of the things he does, and if you type Wrexham into Google now, you don't just get that picture of the Schwartz opticians mock Tudor thing. No. There's other things in Wrexham, and people are starting to appreciate that. And most importantly, it's about imposter syndrome. The whole town had imposter syndrome if it did anything, and we're actually looking at ourselves and realizing Wrexham's cool. Yeah. And I as an aside, I just got to say that sometimes it just takes other people to tell you that, doesn't it? All of a sudden Wrexham goes from being a backwater to Ryan Reynolds has heard of us. Yeah. And then
he chose us.
Yeah.
Not only he heard of us, he chose us.
Exactly. Yeah. And then you get this influx of people, international visitors, who love the place. I always try and go out of my way to, if I bump into anyone who's come over because of the TV show, I'll ask them, do you want to have a coffee? Yeah. Because firstly, selfishly, it's really good for your mental health. Yeah. To find people who are really nice. Yeah. And because that show's about community, it does tend to filter out people who aren't very nice. Yeah. So you get these lovely people who come, and they are fascinated by your passion. Yeah. And it is so good for your mental health to be meeting and talking to these people. So I'll always try and say, are you around tomorrow in a coffee? Yeah. We'll go into town, have a coffee. I might show you the bullet holes in the parish church. Yeah. I got my little tour. I'm not paid. I'll just show people interesting places. Yeah. And it's just lovely, and the whole place gets that lift because. You would have thought people from Wrexham are like, why on earth would you come here? But I think we've got past that stage now because everyone just says, everyone on beach says they love it here. They love it. They just like the place, and that's so good for us as an area. And events like this, I think, really help to put something concrete in place to build on that lovely, intangible feeling that we're getting somewhere.
It feels like today is very much like a seed for something to grow from. And it's interesting what you say about filtering out people by offering a coffee, and then it gets it. But our brains, geeky moment, our brains adapt and change based on the people that we're sat with. So exactly. When they sort of say like attracts like, making sure you're surrounding yourself with people with similar sort of attributes and values, your brain actually physically changes and adapts based on who you're exposing yourself to. So choosing positive influences, people that you filtered out, is a good way to spend time.
I must say, what I meant by filtering out wasn't me. Yeah. I have someone else who does the filtering for me.
Oh, okay.
Well, basically,
got like a PA filter.
Well, the TV show.
Oh, okay.
Because Welcome to Wrexham it's not about football. No. It's about community, and therefore that's what I meant when I said filtering out. Okay. People who like that show like the idea of people coming together as a community and caring for each other and helping each other. Yeah. And that filters out in a divided world, and specifically in the States, divided country, the sort of people who don't have those values. And so I've a common thing I've got to say of American people that come over is, especially after the last election, for about a year, it was really rare to get 10 minutes into a conversation with any American who didn't say, I didn't vote for him, by the way.
Right,
I really genuinely, there was a real sense of like collective shame of, we're not all like that. And I don't want to get political about it, but the fact is, these people coming over, they like the idea of we all club and we look out for each other.
We do.
That's what attracts them. And that's a lovely thing. So that's the filter.
Yeah.
I work on the assumption that these people are nice.
Yeah.
And are going to come and have a nice cup of coffee, and I've yet to be wrong.
Yeah. I mean, the nice thing I find about Wrexham, like a friend of mine put it to me, is that if your dog goes missing in Wrexham, the neighbours come out and help, and there'll be a search party.
Yeah.
It's not like that everywhere.
One of my greatest moments in my life was rescuing a neighbour's rabbit.
Yeah, rabbit.
Oh, we spent an hour chasing it, the whole street. We were chasing it up and down, and it was having a wonderful time. It was like, and I was the guy who caught. I was so proud. My son was about 10 then. He went under our parked car, and my son distracted it on what he was a cracking job. That guy's a rabbit whisperer. He went on one side and he was like distracting it, making it think I've got to edge away from that guy. Yeah. And I crept up behind, grabbed him, and I was just best moment.
You'd have been a brilliant hunter.
No,
hunter-gatherer days.
Animal fan.
No, but like thousands of years ago, you'd have been off getting the rabbits for
I'd
the
have
tribe.
been into Quorn then.
Okay, whatever.
And there's 2 ginger cats that live in the same house just around the corner from us, and God bless them, every other day it's on Facebook. They've escaped again. They're gone. Don't know where they are. We're on constant alert for them. Bless them.
The bunny rabbit.
But and you say about the people you spend time with shape your brain.
Yeah.
I've been spending the last 3 weeks in my World Cup bunker with Laszlo, my cat. Well, I've got 3 cats, but he loves watching the footy with me.
I don't know how it works with animals shaping your brain. I will investigate that one.
It does, because
animals definitely soothe.
I keep purring and licking myself. I can't believe I just said that. And on that bombshell,
cue the B-roll.
Yeah. My wife hates it when I go to the toilet in the kitchen.
Oh God, I bet.
But yeah.
Well, on that note, thank you very much. We have massively overrun. I'm going to get a gobful when we open this door in a minute. So it was lovely chatting to you.
Jen, absolute pleasure. Thank you so much.
I'm sure Simon will put all your details and stuff in the description. So yeah, everyone can find you on the socials and
nice one.
And get hold of you there. So thank you very much for your time.
Absolutely, my absolute pleasure. And can I just say to anyone who's listening or watching, if you need somebody to catch a bird and bring it to your doorstep, I'm your man.
If it's a chicken, I'll be your girl. I'll come and cook it.
That's the beginning of a beautiful business partnership.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.